Hello, friends. We welcome you to the Legal Breeze. Today, we will be discussing the rights of the victim, particularly rights of the rape victim. What is the Supreme Court decision? What is the relevance of this particular topic? How this has evolved? All these things we'll be speaking in this. We'll be sharing in this particular program is concerned. You all know there is an important case in Madhya Pradesh High Court. It is notoriously popular for this. Unfortunately, the Madhya Pradesh High Court, we don't attribute any malice to that. Maybe the judge would have thought with a good intention. But unfortunately, that is not coincide with the constitutional mandate. Rendering justice is not at all a charity what the courts are doing. In fact, it is their constitutional obligation, constitutional mandate, because it is mandated by the fundamental rights read under Article 21, 32, 226, and other important provisions of the Constitution is concerned. In fact, it is also dealt under Part 4 of the Constitution, that is Directive Principles of State Policy is concerned. Now let us come back. The important case law which we are discussing is known as Abarna Bhatt versus State of Madhya Pradesh. This judgment has been delivered by the Honorable Supreme Court of India in the month of March, I hope 21 March 2021, if I am not wrong. Now let us go to the facts of the case. A person makes a forcible trespass into the home of the neighbor. He sexually assaults a girl over there, causes grievous hurt and other things, including sexual assault, causing modesty to the women and all other things. Complaint has been launched against him, including under Section 354A, 323, and other relevant provisions of the IPC. Now he moves an anticipatory bail before the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. While granting anticipatory bail, now you may ask me what is the provision relating to anticipatory bail. Please read Section 337 and 338 of CRPC. Please, whenever you have an opportunity, just read it. We will also provide you in the form of PPT in the video. Just you can go through it. Now, nowhere else this particular section provides or stipulates these set of conditions which have been imposed by the Honorable High Court of Madhya Pradesh. The judge has imposed a condition while granting bail that the fellow should go to the victim's home and the victim should tie the Rakhi upon the wrist or shoulder of the accused. Accused should provide her some sweets and he should also provide rupees 11,000 as a token of gift. This is really shocked the entire conscience of the nation, because the survivor of the rape or sexual assault, whatever it is, victims of sexual offences would have undergone a huge trauma. Instead of providing reparation, restoration, and consolation to them, these sort of gestures or these sort of conditions imposed by the High Court will aggravate situation more, and in fact it may shake the conscience, the very root of the foundation of the justice system per se. Thereby, the victim may lose faith in the court of justice. It's not my words, it is the Supreme Court words. It is true in a way. So against this, there is a lawyer called Abarna Bhatt. Along with her, 8 more persons have joined her, including a few interveners. They approached the Supreme Court of India. The division bench comprising Honorable Justice Ravindra Bhatt and Khanwilkar, both of them Supreme Court judges, they have rendered an unanimous judgment, a welcomeable judgment. First they said, in the name of imposing conditions, High Court or any other court for that matter, even Supreme Court, shall not act or impose their own prejudices, particularly the patriarchal mindset should go. That they have made it very categorical. Second thing, they should comply the letter and spirit of Section 337 and 338 of CRPC, and they cannot go beyond that law in the name of imposing conditions. Whatever you impose conditions, that should not affect the interest of the victim. That should strengthen the rights of the victim rather than that should affect the rights of the victim. Above all, showing leniency in rape matters will tantamounting in interfering the rendering of fair justice, because the trial has not been started. That may affect prejudicially the trial, particularly the fair trial. Fair trial is one of the fundamental right guaranteed under Article 21 of our Constitution. So, the very constitutional mandate itself is getting defeated and getting diluted by these sort of unnecessary, unwarranted conditions imposed by this High Court of Madhya Pradesh. They also made it very clear, even in Madras High Court was also notoriously known for this. Once upon a time, a subordinate judge has been elevated to the High Court and he was offering mediation in a rape case, unfortunately. And that too, the court promotes mediation. It is not the accused wants a mediation, not the victim wants a mediation. Above all, it's not a compoundable offense. Rape is not a compoundable offense. Court cannot suggest compoundability. If at all it is needed, victim may, but I am doubtful. Serious, heinous offences such as rape and murder can be subject matter of compoundability under Section 320 of CRPC. Even if it is there, these sort of things shall not be entertained, because rape is no more a mere offence against the society. It's no more a mere criminal wrong. Rape has been declared as a violation of fundamental rights under Article 21 way back in the 1990s by the Honorable Supreme Court of India. There are number of cases. To cite a few, there is a case called Bodhisattva versus Union of India, Common Cause Registered Society versus Union of India, Chairman of Railway Board versus Chandrima Das, popularly known as Bangladeshi women rape case. Thereafter, the Delhi Domestic Forum women case. And you can keep on quoting number of judgments where the Supreme Court of India has categorically and repeatedly reiterated that the rape is a violation of fundamental rights because it violates the dignity of women under Article 21. Therefore, in addition to this punishment given to the accused, they are also entitled, the victim is also entitled for the compensation. There are lot many schemes have also been framed under the direction of the Supreme Court by NALSA so as to provide relief to the victims. But in this sort of scenario, even in these sort of modern days, unfortunately, these sort of judges are also existing. It is about the mindset. Therefore, the Supreme Court in this particular case has given certain important guidelines, including sensitizing the judges right from the High Court till the lower courts, including magistrates, session judges and all other judges. Even in fact, it has mandated the National Judicial Academy to frame curricula, because the National Judicial Academy involves the training of judges. It should be followed by the state judicial academies also. And it's not only the judges, even the police and other law enforcemental machineries. I will go to one step further. This gender sensitization should be deeply rooted in our culture. So therefore, it should be given at appropriate stage in the schooling itself. Otherwise, mere law alone cannot solve all these problems. The mentality of the society certainly need to be changed. And that alone will bring not only the mere justice, the quality, adequate and speedy justice, effective justice, as mandated by the Constitution of India under Article 21. We hope such a day comes sooner rather than later. God bless you all. Jai Hind. Thank you.